Zobo. Zobo. Zobo with a shotgun. Zobo's made me watch the movies. I watched the Pooh film, all the Pooh. And it's fine by me. I can do that. I said I'm no wimp, and here I am, no wimp. I'm a cult leader. See, I got people who follow me and listen. I'm bigger than Jesus, because Jesus didn't have a YouTube channel, but I do. And that makes me a special person. I got 7. It was meant to be 7 films, but I reviewed 6, so I'm all done now. And there's nothing I could do except wait, because Zobo's gonna call me, and then she'll see how good I'm doing, and she'll put a big smile around my neck. Zobo's calling on my cell phone. Watch Zobo.
My, Tom Pott, you have completed all of your films. Or perhaps maybe you're looking for one last one. Well, you chose a certain film and that one was the most boring of all 3. So let's complete the sequence, and I challenge you to watch all 3 of them, not just the boring one. But I'll let you explain which films they exactly are. And if you get through them all, I might class you as not quite the wimp. But then after that, I suppose there's only one last thing to be done. I'm going to be done with you.
Zobo's gonna come kill me. See, I'm not crazy. I told you she was gonna ring me. She does. We're friends. And she's gonna give me the movie to watch. No, I told her. I'm gonna watch it. Now I gotta watch everything. Now I gotta watch 3 movies. 3. Human Centipede movie. Human Pete. It's about these guys who get their butt shot together. Let's watch the movie. I like movies. Review time. Let's go. I gotta talk about the movie before I see the movie. That doesn't make any sense. Why don't I talk about the movie after the movie? This movie comes from far away. And there's 2, 3, maybe there's more than 3 people, and they have their mouth on their butt, and it's that's what they do. Oh, camera. Human Centipede predictions. Somebody's gonna poop. They're all gonna have to eat it. They're gonna turn into a butterfly. Number 3, Zobo's gonna kill me. You're all invited to the funeral. Yay! Let's watch the movies. There's more than one. There's 3. And we arrive at the first part of the infamous Human Centipede trilogy. Even if you've never seen these films, you know what the Human Centipede is. It was kind of everywhere.
What's that you're saying? You want out? Are you saying you want out?
In every film, there's a moment when the hero hits rock bottom. In Human Centipede, it was when those people signed on to be in that movie.
Everyone was talking about it because the whole premise or idea is pretty extreme, pretty ghastly. People being sewn ass to mouth.
You never go ass to mouth, Randall.
You sound like my mom. Bex, do you ever go ass to mouth?
You never go ass to mouth.
In a centipede formation. And having to live off the excretions of the person in front of you. And you can't get up because your knees are, like, cut. So you can only kneel. It's a horrifying thing, I guess. But what's funny is that the film has that one trick. That is it. It has the Human Centipede. That's what everyone latched onto. That's all it has, and that's all it has to do. Because I have never come across a film more uninterested in story, characters, or anything that would make this an interesting watch. So, I might as well mention the director and writer of these films now because I get the feeling we're going to talk about him a lot. Tom Six. Okay, as I said, Tom Six doesn't seem to care about anything as far as stories and character goes, right? Because these characters are so paper thin. Like, look, let's just play a quick exercise. You know the Human Centipede. You know what it is. I'm going to ask 2 questions. Let's see if you can come up with an answer to them. I'll put some time on the clock. Question number 1. Who makes the Human Centipede? And why do they make the Human Centipede? Okay? Chances are, if you can come up with the least exciting answer to that, you'll be right. So, time on the clock. Jeopardy music. What did you come up with? Who makes the Human Centipede? Doctor. Why does he make the Human Centipede? He hates people. That's it. That's it. First answer you probably came up with. And that's probably the same with Tom Six. Probably the first answer came up and he goes, yeah, that's good enough. The question of why does he make the Human Centipede is an interesting one. Because I was like, maybe we're going to get a bit of insight into this doctor. This crazy doctor. And the closer we get to insight is, he used to separate conjoined twins. So why is he now putting them together? Doesn't really tell us, doesn't really care to answer that question. Yeah, it's not interesting. And like your villain is the doctor, so you're kind of hoping to see a bit of insight, something to make him interesting, and you don't really. It's just evil German doctor. How original. I guess we should talk about our other characters. We have like 3 other characters. One of them is just a Japanese man. He's just kind of randomly thrown in there, and there's a language barrier. So, and he's the only one at the front of the centipede, meaning he's the only one that can talk. So, yeah, we have to look at subtitles for most of the thing, and there's not necessarily, the doctor doesn't understand the Japanese man. The Japanese man doesn't understand the doctor. So, not much interesting interaction there. But there are 2 main characters, I guess. Are these 2 American girls backpacking through Europe, which is, of course, like standard horror fare at this point. And this sounds really mean, I'm sorry, but these girls deserve to be in a Human Centipede. These are the stupidest characters I have ever come across. So, they're trying to get to a nightclub or something, and their car breaks down, and they run up to this house. And this is why they're stupid, right? They knock at the door of this man, and this Randall from Monsters Inc. looking mother answers the door. And no joke, he answers the door like, they're like, we need help, can we use your phone? And he comes out and he's like, are you alone?
We got a flat tire. Can we come in? Can we use your phone so we can call the car company service?
Are you alone?
Yes, we're alone.
Come in.
Like, their bullshit alarm doesn't go up until like it's way too late. It's really kind of, and this guy who's totally normal and you would totally be happy to be in his house has a massive picture of just bloody surgery of conjoined twins behind him. Seems like a cool dude. I'm sure he'll let you use your phone. So as I said, this movie has one trick card to play. a human centipede. And of course, this has been built up. I heard about it a load of times. Everyone's talking about it. It's been on South Park and loads of other stuff. It was a meme. So how was the human centipede? What's interesting is that as uninterested as Tom Six clearly is the story and character, he also is seemingly completely uninterested in the human centipede. It's surprisingly reserved as far as how graphic this movie is. It's just, it looks almost laughable because you don't see anything really violent or vicious about it. It's just heads kind of wrapped around bandages and people kind of walking around. It's like he didn't want to fully commit to it, which would make it a bit extreme. It's just kind of silly the way it's presented here. So what is the story? The doctor puts people in human centipede for reasons that are vague that we've gone over already. And that's kind of it. He treats them like dogs. He kind of is like, oh, this one's going to die. Of course, naturally, we see a scene where someone excretes to feed the people behind them. Fine. And then the police kind of are like, hey, people have gone missing. And someone heard an American woman shouting in your back garden. He's like, oh, that must be mistaken. The doctor is awful at playing it cool. And what basically happens is the police come to the house and I don't even understand what this film was going for. Like, the human centipede escapes, and a really stupid moment is like the guy at the front of the human centipede has a knife, could have killed the doctor, but no, instead he bites the doctor's neck and leaves the knife behind him. And then the doctor manages to catch up with them, because, of course he does, because it's three people shambling on their hands and knees. And then, the Japanese guy kind of makes a vague point about, maybe I'm being punished for the sins of my life. You're not God, are you a God? Get it? Paying for your sins. And then he killed himself. And then the person at the end of the centipede dies, and the person in the middle is just like crying. The doctor's dead by the end of the film, so are the two police. That's kind of it. This is the human centipede. I feel like I've come to the other side of extreme films. I feel like I've gotten to the point where it's just come to the point of almost self-parody. Maybe I've become immune. I don't know. This film is kind of a big nothing. There is, I'd say, one scene I quite enjoyed, and that's where someone tries to escape. And the doctor is kind of chasing them. It's quite tense, quite well done. But it's a film that looks low budget. Doesn't seem to have any interest in making an interesting film beyond making a human centipede. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't expect much when I watch a film named Human Centipede. I got a human centipede, so I guess I shouldn't be disappointed. So now I guess I need to check out Human Centipede 2. Alright then. Human Centipede 2. This was the one I was told was extreme. This is the one I think that had issues being led into England and a few other countries. Being banned in some places. And it is extreme, I guess. I guess we should start with the basic idea first of all, which is that the first film, in the context of the second movie, is a movie. The first Human Centipede never happened in the reality of this movie. It begins with this character, Martin, I think his name is, works as a car park kind of attendant, watching the Human Centipede on his laptop. So we're gone meta now. And inspired by the movie, he wants to make a human centipede. So he's goes around attacking people. And I guess the idea with this is, I talked about how the first film was somewhat toothless. It wasn't really interested with the human centipede. It wasn't graphic. But I think this film really heard that complaint and double down, even triple down on it. This is an incredibly graphic, violent movie. I should also mention it's in black and white. So thankfully we're spared some of the more grisly fluids and violence. The plot of this one, as I said, like all these movies are basically, hey, this person wants to make a human centipede. And this person of Martin does. He doesn't speak. I don't think he has any lines in the movie. So I don't know if this person is a good actor or not. I think they were fine for the part. They certainly looked the part. Say what you want about Tom Six, and I'm sure we'll say much. He's got a good eye for strange-looking actors. The actor who played the Doctor in the first film had a good kind of evil look about him, even if it was slightly over the top. And this guy also has a quite strange, kind of creepy look about him. And yeah, the plot is this character of Martin had a rough upbringing. He was abused. Seemingly continues to be abused. He has some sort of mental disability. After that, he decides just to make a human centipede. He's seemingly obsessed with this film. He has a whole folder with things from this film. You know, he's like a scrapbook. And so he's an obsessive fan of the human centipede. I don't know, is this Tom Six patting himself on the back? Where it's like, yeah, this film is so extreme that people get inspired by it. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm unfairly bashing him there. It's so meta, in fact, that he's trying to get actors from the first Human Centipede to England so he can beat them and put them in an actual Human Centipede. This is an awful movie. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's, like I said in the last one, he didn't have any intention of telling a good story or good characters. He doesn't really want to do that here either. It's just as simple as this poor person, this poor misguided person, wants to make a human centipede, and that's it. And the whole film is basically, oh, I found this person for making a human centipede, bang, you're the human centipede. And that's it. Talk about it as well, about a film. Fair be it for me to criticise filmmaking talent and skills. But this is the most amateurish looking film I've seen maybe ever. There's not a single interesting shot. It's black and white. You know, I hate when people do that, like, artsy, like, let's put something in black and white as if that gives it meaning. You know? There's not any interesting shots. It looks incredibly cheap. There's some weird digital effects. At one point I don't think it's even raining. And they just use like digital rain in front of it. The dialogue, what little there is awful. As I said, a lot of the movie doesn't have dialogue. You get a lot of creepy shots, which means Dutch angle. It's amateurish. This film, as I said, is full of shocking moments. To name a few, our character masturbates to the film with sandpaper. I saw the uncut version, there was a rape scene involving barbed wire. There's like things where, for the human centipede, he takes a pregnant woman. Later on we find out that the pregnant woman gives birth, and then trying to escape, she crushes the head of her just born child. All shocking stuff. The thing is, it's so amateurishly done. It's just kind of feels like, yeah, this is shocking. Put a pregnant woman in there. Ha 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 ha. It feels like it's working too hard to get shocks. This is the equivalent of a child trying to get your attention. Like, it's just like, notice me. Mom! Mommy! He feels like he's just doing all this work to try to shock you for no reason except to shock you. And that's just lame. There's very few shocking moments in this film because of that. It's just trying too hard. I'm starting to realise that as shocking as these movies are, maybe there's a certain art to shocking you. Maybe you do have to get invested in stories and character. Maybe just being extreme doesn't work when you're just trying to be extreme. I don't know. I feel like I nearly had a revelation there and then I lost it. So yeah, this film is dreadful. As I said, I think this is one of the worst films I've ever seen. It was mostly just boring and repetitive. Every character in the film was uninteresting. Everyone's just an asshole. So like they're in the Human Centipede because of that, I guess. So I guess we're meant to go, oh, this is some sort of punishment, but obviously our lead character is also, worthy of punishment, and he doesn't really get his comeuppance. And as I said, poorly made. Schlock. It's black and white, crappy digital effects. There's one moment where there's colour, of course, to highlight poo. I just realised this meta-awareness, black and white, selective colour, crappy digital effects. Maybe in my pursuit of extreme, I become Tom Six. Huh. I take it back. Tom Six has two tricks, as the last two films have indicated. Human Centipede and being meta. Because this film, again, starts with them watching the previous movie on TV.
Why is this shit on my desk?
So this time we're in a prison. And the doctor from the first film is playing the prison warden. And the protagonist of the second film is playing his assistant. This is insane. Because this is the point where the films devolve into self-parody. And I think satire, but I don't understand what they're satirizing. I think it's meant to be some sort of commentary on the prison system, on the excess of America, but it's not entirely clear. Let's get into the performance there. So I gave the actors the benefit of the doubt, didn't I? I kind of said that the actor in the first film, who played the doctor, was okay. He just wasn't getting much to do. And the second film, the actor there didn't have any lines, so I was like, oh, maybe he is a decent actor. He's just got no material. No. The guy who plays... okay, well, the performances are okay. They're just not good. First of all, every single line the warden delivers, he shouts.
Anyone! Shut your sensible motherfucker! Did you hear me? Yes, sir!
And he has got a thick German accent, and it's laughable. Half the time, it's not clear what he's saying. He's just shouting his lines. It's kind of funny. This film is so bad, it's hilarious. It's one of those movies that's so bad, you kind of should see it. But it's a terrible, terrible movie. It's lazy as well. As far as the writing goes, guess what the name of our warden character is? Mr. Boss. Again, I don't know if this is intentional, is it parody? I can't tell with Tom Six anymore. Speaking of Tom Six, this film takes another level of meta-awareness in that Tom Six is in this film, playing himself.
You're even more handsome in person.
Thanks.
First of all, Mr. Six, I'd like to say congratulations on your movies. They've become a cultural meme. I mean, there's the South Park episode, the Human Centipede.
Because the prison decides they want to do a Human Centipede with all their prisoners as a means of repentance, as a means of, being ready to go back into society. And they consult Tom Six. And I don't know how self-aware Tom Six is, but everyone in the film thinks his movies are amazing. Except for, well, we'll get to that. But everyone in the film is like, oh, I love those films, they're so great. They bring up that it was on South Park, that people were all on about the memes of the movie. The only people who don't like it are the prisoners. Because we're meant to believe in the context of this film that these extreme prisoners are offended by this movie. They show the movie to the prisoners before getting ready to put them in the Centipede, and they're like, "Oh, turn that off! That's disgusting!" Oh, like these horrible prisoners are so offended. That's how extreme Tom Six's films are.
Yo, what the fuck is this? These films risk causing harm. They should be banned.
I can't tell how self-aware Tom Six is. I have no idea. He's baffling. He's fascinating in a weird way. He's got two ideas, and I don't know how aware he is of his image or himself. Speaking of the German actor who plays the warden in this, and he keeps shouting, it's just, he's the most despicable character ever, and again, it's the thing where they're trying so hard for a reaction, it becomes desperate and kind of hilarious. He's sexist, racist, homophobic. Name any bad thing you can have about a person, he has it. He has a secretary who I thought this film was going to be so bad that we wouldn't get a name for her first, because every time they refer to her, it's tits or her things like slut or whatever. Basically, she's just treated as a sex object. And apparently they used a porn actress for this. I was looking it up there, and apparently Tom Six said that that's like the perfect American woman. Again, I think it's satire, parody of the excess of America, but I don't know. There is a part in the movie where our German character admonishes another character because he smokes Cuban cigars because that's a communist system and he loves America, and he's literally hugging an American flag as he says this.
I'm only a German American from Schweinfurt. You are the new American hero. You're in the Hall of Fame with George Patton, Neil Armstrong, and Muhammad Ali.
And then later on, he starts shouting at a bald eagle.
Now it's hell on earth! Damn it! Scum!
That's what I mean. This film is so bad. It's trying to say something. It's just not clear what it's meant to be saying. And it's not very effective in what it's saying. It's parody at this point. I should mention also, Eric Roberts is in this. Playing some sort of senator. Or governor, maybe. I'm not sure. It's hilarious. He's at the start of the film, then he comes in towards the end. And he just nopes the fuck out of there. And then he comes back because I guess his agent reminded him he had to finish the movie, sign a contract.
You insane freaks who get the death penalty for this.
It's awful. It's a terrible movie. Most of the movie isn't about the human centipede either. It's just about the warden, torturing his prisoners. There's not really a story there. I didn't care about the characters. It's awful. These films, these human centipede films, have made me feel nothing. Extreme movies I watched before Human Centipede made me feel disgusted, violated, sad and angry. Real human emotions. These films are meant to get extreme reactions. They're meant to make you feel bad. If art is about reactions and how you react to it, then these would qualify. It's about taking the negatives, the dark side of reality, into your life. And it might not be comfortable, it might break you and drive you insane, but it's part of life. We have to take in the negative as well as the positive, because that is what life is. Positive and negative grouped together. We can't just look at films that are only positive and good. Sometimes we need to look at the films that are going to make us uncomfortable, angry, or depressed. These films are fighting against social stigma. Not necessarily battles that should be fought or need to be fought, but they are going out there on a limb for their art to get reactions that we don't necessarily want to feel. But we should. Because life is full of good and bad. These movies are art. And they made me feel things I didn't want to feel. But I should, because that is exactly what life is. Sometimes we're not going to be happy. Sometimes we're not going to be in a good mood. We're going to be angry or disgusted. And sometimes, to appreciate filmmaking, to appreciate art, you need to experience both sides of it, good and bad. It doesn't make these films good. Makes them necessary. Except Human Centipede, those movies suck.
Okay, first of all, thank you guys for coming here. I know that it mustn't have been easy. I hired you guys as lookalikes. I kind of was going to originally use you guys in case someone was after me, but I was kind of hoping you'd help me do a recreation. I'm kind of over recreations after sticking a banana in a skull. So I was kind of hoping you guys would do a Human Centipede for me. Yeah. I would very much like to be the middle piece. Okay, that guy's the middle piece. So that reminds me of the next point. I probably won't have time to learn your guys' names. So you can be Sleazy. You can be Shades. Where is the third guy? He's sitting on the floor, bro. So he is. Just going nuts, guys. Like, one who's going to have to pretend to be me, because I want people to actually think I did this recreation. So, yeah, it's easy. What is our motivation? Your motivation? Didn't expect such an earnest question. You're kind of horrified to be doing this, but you're self-aware, tongue in cheek. Hey, literally, because unless you're in the front of the centipede, then you won't have a tongue in anyone's cheeks. Anyway, yeah, it's a bit of fun, but it's also coming on a realization about that there can't be good without evil. So that's I guess that's a motivation, right?
It sounds a bit like this has been like some sort of reflective spiritual journey for you. I would guess an allegory for your demons and your depression, and possibly an explanation for why lots of your work is indulgent, heavy-handed, and possibly masturbatory, which is what I would assume this is.
Hey, you lack subtlety, first of all, okay? You just shout out the themes or meaning behind your work, and then you hide behind the personal substance instead of them having any integral creative merit. You'd be a perfect Don Pot. You missed a few things there. It's some commentary on art and it's a dichotomy of good and evil represented by it being black and white. There was flash of colour, to do with suffering and reality, because reality is suffering, and I kind of lost track of that, actually. Not really sure why colour is in some of those places.
You really do talk nonsense, bro.
Anyway, there's a camera woman coming called Zobo. She's going to film you guys doing your centipede. She can be a bit controlling, a bit aggressive, do what she says. Aside from that, have fun with it, I guess. If she asks, silent Bob on the floor there. That guy is Tom Pot. Oh, and forgot to mention, when you're Tom Pot, you automatically get a gun and a badge, but I don't know where the badge is, so enjoy your gun. Here. Any other questions? No. Okay, perfect. Good luck with it, guys. Enjoy. If I don't see you again, thank you for doing this. You get paid in about 2 weeks.
This is totally for porn, right?
Well, if violence can be an art, I think Zobo might be a bit of an artist. Kids, just remember, violence isn't the answer. Sure can be fun though. I better get out of here. I'll see you later.
Wait. Silent Bob. No, Tom Pop. My name is Tom Pop. Fuck it.